proceed, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time we drop a video, which is either going to be Monday or Friday, of course. All right, and hit us up with that super like. All right, we greatly appreciate it. And check out these Mixed Nuts friends. All right, guys, these guys are super fantastic. They're available on all platforms. Check them out. You can check us out on Instagram. That's that Mixed Nuts 3000, of course. That Mixed Nuts 3000. Run it.
Let's talk about the United States government, an institution known for its seriousness, tradition, and, let's be honest, a reputation for being a little out of touch with pop culture. But now, in a twist no one saw coming, the government is recruiting federal law enforcement agents with South Park. Yes, you heard that right, the same cartoon infamous for crude jokes, wild storylines, and for satirizing everything under the sun, including, quite often, the government itself. Picture this. You're scrolling through your social media feed, probably expecting cat videos, memes, or maybe a friend's vacation photos, but instead, you stumble across an official Department of Homeland Security post, featuring a South Park screenshot front and center, not a heroic agent, not a waving flag, just a cartoon character staring back at you, as if this is the new normal. This apparently is the new face of federal recruitment. Forget the stoic eagle or the bold typeface, now it's all about animated satire. It's like hiring a surgeon and advertising their skills with a Dr. Seuss clip. It's so mismatched it almost feels like a joke itself. On one side, you have the grim reality of immigration enforcement, serious, high-stakes work that impacts real lives. On the other, a show that once made an entire episode about shake weights and talking towels. Somewhere in a government office, someone saw a South Park still and thought, yes, this will attract the best and brightest to our ranks. It's a moment that perfectly sums up the weirdness of 2025, a year where nothing seems too strange to be true. The audacity isn't just using a cartoon for recruitment, it's using this cartoon, one that's made a career out of mocking authority. South Park has spent decades lampooning the US government, poking fun at politicians, and exposing the absurdities of bureaucracy. Using it for recruitment is like asking a burglar to endorse your home security system. It's the definition of irony. It's a level of tone deafness that's almost impressive, like they're in on the joke but don't realize they're the punchline. It suggests a fundamental misunderstanding of pop culture, and maybe even reality itself. And the best part, this is just the beginning. If this is how 2025 starts, who knows what's next? Buckle up, because it's about to get even dumber. The ride is just getting started. The government's recruitment strategy has officially entered the twilight zone, where logic and reason no longer apply. If Bugs Bunny moderates the next debate, don't say you weren't warned. At this point, anything feels possible. Welcome to the cartoonification of American bureaucracy, where satire and reality are now officially indistinguishable. So, how did this train wreck happen? Let's rewind and break down the bizarre series of choices that led to this moment. A moment that left both the public and professionals scratching their heads. On August 5, 2025, the Department of Homeland Security posted a South Park screenshot on X. No caption, just a link to the ICE recruitment site. No explanation, no context, just a cartoon image and a government logo, side by side for the world to see. The cartoon image was meant to entice real people to a real, high-stakes job. It was a recruitment tactic that felt more like a meme than a message from a federal agency. It felt less like a boardroom idea and more like a prank from sarcastic teenagers. The internet predictably exploded with jokes and confusion. A DHS spokesperson tried to spin it, thanking South Park for drawing attention to ICE recruitment. The attempt at damage control only fueled more questions about the agency's judgment. That's like a wildebeest thanking a lion for advertising protein. The analogy was lost on no one, and the awkwardness only grew. The spokesperson then pivoted to a stern call for patriotic Americans to join up. Suddenly the tone shifted from irreverent to deadly serious. The whiplash from cartoon to seriousness was jarring. Viewers were left wondering if this was a recruitment campaign or an elaborate joke. The whole affair revealed a department at war with itself, one side projecting strength, the other sourcing memes. it was a public display of internal confusion. It's a communication strategy that's, at best, deeply confused. And at worst, a case study in how not to recruit for one of the country's most serious jobs. Let's talk perks. The government offered a $50,000 signing bonus, student loan forgiveness, and solid retirement benefits. Serious incentives, advertised with cartoon characters who don't even have student loans. Who is this ad for? Eric Cartman? Butters? The benefits are for real people, but the ad seems aimed at fictional ones. The irony? They want educated recruits but use a show that mocks intellectualism as bait. It's like a vegan restaurant advertising with a cheeseburger. Honestly, the cartoon characters might be better hires. Kenny's resilience, Kyle's ethics, Stan's existential dread. When your ad makes people debate which cartoon would do the job best, you've failed. The message is muddled, the marketing spectacularly off base. The only thing clear, the disconnect between the offer and the ad. Welcome to Government Recruitment 2025. This fiasco was layered on top of a feud between South Park and the White House. Just a week before, South Park aired an episode mocking Trump, prompting the administration to call the show irrelevant. Days later, DHS used South Park for recruitment, proving its relevance more than any episode could. South Park's response? A simple, devastating post. Wait, so we are relevant? Plus a hashtag too vulgar for TV. In one move, they mocked the administration, promoted their show, and highlighted the government's contradictions. The government tried to play by old rules. South Park played a different game, where absurdity wins. The result? A cartoon outmaneuvered the seat of American power. The public spat was a sign of our bizarre times. The government became the punchline, and South Park didn't even have to write the joke. It gets better. The DHS used a screenshot from a South Park episode that hadn't even aired yet. They had no idea what the context was, just a cartoon image of ICE agents in patrol cars. For all they knew, the episode could have depicted the agents as total buffoons. The government stamped its approval on something sight unseen. The episode aired that night, turning the premiere into a national event, everyone waiting to see how badly DHS had blundered. Using an unaired episode is the most damning detail. It shows a lack of due diligence and a reckless approach to public image. It's like eating mystery casserole blindfolded. DHS dove in, and the internet watched, popcorn in hand. The internet's reaction was swift and merciless. The DHS post became an instant meme. Users made fake government ads with Inspector Gadget, Pinky, and the Brain, even Scrooge McDuck. The public's creativity outshone the original post. But beyond the jokes, people were genuinely baffled. Who approved this? Was it a rogue intern? A clueless committee? The government's attempt to play it off as intentional only fueled the fire. It became a public relations crisis and a digital whodunit. The laughter was more than mockery. It was accountability. The internet united to say, "We see you and we can't believe it." DHS tried to recruit agents but only recruited a tidal wave of ridicule. What have we learned from this strange collision of comedy and government? The line between satire and reality is now so blurred, it's almost impossible to tell where one ends and the other begins. In a world where the government borrows from its satirists for official business, the absurd becomes the norm. The Department of Homeland Security tried to co-opt the language of its critics, but in doing so, only proved their point more powerfully than any joke could. South Park isn't just a cartoon, it's a sharp critique exposing institutional flaws and holding up a mirror to power. To use it as a badge of honor is to miss the point entirely, turning satire into self-congratulation. The move wasn't clever, it was self-parody, a government unwittingly making itself the punchline. The lesson here is clear. Government and cartoons should keep a healthy distance, respecting the boundaries between critique and policy. When you trade seriousness for viral marketing, you don't just risk embarrassment, you erode public trust and credibility. This saga is a perfect snapshot of our times, a moment when the lines between entertainment and authority are more tangled than ever. It's a story of a government out of touch with the people it serves, and a cartoon show that somehow ends up calling the shots. The ultimate showdown wasn't South Park versus ICE, as headlines suggested, but the government versus its own cluelessness, stumbling over its attempts to be in on the joke. And in round one, the government knocked itself out. Case closed, for now.
All All right, Mixed Nutters, that is it for me today. I'm about to make like a baby and head out. If you want to support the channel, go to buymeacoffee.com/mixednuts. We got new videos coming every Monday or Friday, of course. You can check us out on Instagram. That's that Mixed Nuts 3000. And until next time,